I, 30M, was always the careful one in relationships. My friends call me Cautious Craig because I'd never fully commit until I was sure. That changed when I met Vanessa. After 2 years together, I proposed, and our engagement party was set for last Saturday at her father's country club. Vanessa's family has serious money. Her dad, Gerald, is some big-shot investment banker who made it very clear he thought his daughter was settling with me. I run a landscaping business, not exactly the hedge fund manager he wanted for his princess. The engagement party was in full swing when I noticed Vanessa had disappeared. After searching everywhere, I found her in the coat room with her arms wrapped around her ex, Devin. They were kissing like teenagers, completely oblivious. I just stood there watching. Devin saw me first and stepped back. Vanessa turned around, and instead of looking guilty, she rolled her eyes. Seriously, Craig? It's just a goodbye kiss. We have history. When I didn't respond, she snapped, God, don't be such an insecure loser. Devin and I dated for years. We're just getting closure. Devin smirked behind her. Yeah, man. Don't make this weird. Something inside me just clicked off. I nodded, smiled, and walked away. Craig, Vanessa called after me. Don't you dare make a scene. I didn't. I quietly left, grabbed my jacket, and drove home. My phone blew up immediately with text from Vanessa saying I was embarrassing her, and her father was furious. I turned my phone off and started packing. By 2 a.m., I had loaded my essential belongings into my SUV. I left the engagement ring on the kitchen counter with a simple note, goodbye kiss. I crashed to my buddy Tyler's place, who was waiting with a beer and a spare bedroom. The next morning, I woke up to dozens of missed calls, tons of texts, and one voicemail from Gerald screaming about how I'd humiliated his daughter and demanding I call back to fix this disaster. That's when I decided no dramatic showdown. Just consequences. Update 1. It's been 5 days since I walked out of the engagement party. Thanks for all the support on my original post. Didn't expect it to blow up like that. The day after the party, I moved the rest of my stuff out while Vanessa was at work. Left my key next to the ring. Shortly after, Gerald called. His voicemail was suddenly all polite. Craig, I think there's been a misunderstanding. Please call me back so we can discuss this like gentlemen. I didn't call back. Instead, I contacted our wedding vendors and canceled everything. Since I'd put down most of the deposits, despite Gerald's wealth, I'd insisted on paying my share. I was able to cancel without hassle. Several vendors even offered partial refunds after I explained the situation. Vanessa's texts went from angry to pleading. Please talk to me. It wasn't what it looked like. We need to talk about this in person. The most revealing one, Devin means nothing to me. He was just there and it happened. Don't throw away what we have over something so stupid. I finally replied, I'm not throwing away what we had. You already did that. Then she showed up at my job site. I was with a client when Vanessa's Mercedes pulled up. She stormed over, completely ignoring my client. You need to stop this childish silent treatment, she said loudly. We're getting married in 4 months. I walked her back to her car. We're not getting married, I said calmly. I've already canceled the vendors. Her face went from angry to shocked. You what? I canceled everything. You can't do that. My father has already invited his business associates. Then I guess you and Devin will have to figure something out, I replied. That's when she slapped me. Hard enough that my client definitely saw it. Screw you. I was going to tell you it was a mistake that Devin caught me off guard, but now I'm glad you saw us. You never deserved me anyway. As she was leaving, I said, you know what's interesting? You're more upset about the canceled wedding than losing me. She had no response. Later that day, Gerald called again. This time I answered. Craig, he said, his voice controlled. We need to discuss this situation. There's nothing to discuss. Don't be hasty. Everyone makes mistakes. Vanessa is very sorry. Is she sorry it happened or sorry I saw it? After a pause, he said, look, I understand you're hurt, but perhaps we could come to an arrangement. To make this go away quietly, are you trying to bribe me to marry your daughter after she cheated? I wouldn't phrase it that way. I'm offering compensation for your emotional distress. I laughed and hung up. That evening, I got a text from Devin. This is Devin. We should talk man to man. Blocked him without responding. The weird thing is, I'm not even angry anymore. Just done. Update 2. 2 weeks have passed, and things have gotten interesting. Yes, I've blocked Vanessa everywhere. No, I didn't let her keep the ring. It was my grandmother's. And yes, I've told our mutual friends what happened, but only when asked directly. After I declined Gerald's arrangement, he showed up at my office unannounced. My assistant came to get me, looking uncomfortable. I found Gerald sitting in our reception area, looking out of place in his expensive suit. "We need to talk," he said. Privately, in my office, he got straight to the point. "I've been doing some research on your business," he began with a smirk. "You've done well for yourself, considering your background. What do you want, Gerald? You have loans on your equipment. You've also bid on the Westview Park project." He smiled thinly. "Did you know I'm on the board that approves those bids?" My stomach tightened, but I kept my face neutral. "Are you threatening my livelihood because I won't marry your cheating daughter?" "I'm simply pointing out that actions have consequences. Vanessa made a mistake. One kiss, and now you're punishing her by humiliating our family." "One kiss I happened to see," I corrected him. "And I'm not punishing anyone. I'm protecting myself." He leaned forward. "Be reasonable. The wedding can be postponed, not canceled. Why are you so desperate for this wedding to happen?" I interrupted. "You never even liked me." Something flickered across his face. "Worry? Vanessa wants this marriage," he said firmly. "No, she doesn't. She wants a wedding." There's a difference. That's when it clicked. This wasn't about Vanessa's happiness or even family reputation. After Gerald left with a reminder about the Westview bid, I called my friend Marcus, who works at a firm that handles Gerald's company's contracts. "Can you check something for me? Anything unusual going on with Gerald Bennett's company?" Marcus called back an hour later. "Dude, how did you know?" "It's not public yet, but there are rumors their quarterly reports had discrepancies. The SEC is looking into it." Suddenly, Gerald's desperation made sense. He needed the wedding to project stability while under financial scrutiny. I texted Gerald, "I know about the SEC." No response, but the Westview Park board approved my bid the next day. Meanwhile, Vanessa started telling everyone I was controlling and jealous, that she'd escaped our relationship. I gotten concerned calls from friends, and I just tell them the truth. I found her kissing her ex, and I left. Then came the real bombshell. Devin's girlfriend, yep, he had one, reached out to me on Instagram. Her name's Ariel, and she had receipts. "Devin's been cheating on me with Vanessa for months," she wrote. "Not just a goodbye kiss. I found their messages. We met for coffee, and she showed me everything, text conversations going back at least 6 months. Hotel meetups, explicit messages, and future plans." In one message, Vanessa wrote, "Craig is just a stepping stone. He has good connections for my design business. Once I've established myself, we can be together." Ariel and I compared notes. The night before our engagement party, Devin had promised to break up with Ariel so he and Vanessa could be together. The goodbye kiss I witnessed was actually celebrating their plan. "What are you going to do with this?" Ariel asked. "Nothing," I said. "I don't need to do anything. The truth will come out on its own." And it did. Vanessa's best friend, Jesse, called me. "We've always gotten along well." "I can't believe what she did to you," she said. "She's telling everyone you were abusive, that you controlled her money and isolated her." "You know that's not true," I said. "Of course I do. That's why I'm calling. I've known about her and Devin for a while. I should have told you." She paused, then added, "I've sent you an email. It's an invitation to her freedom celebration party this weekend. She's invited everyone, and Devin." I think Jesse checked my email and forwarded the invitation to Gerald with no comment. 10 minutes later, Gerald called. "What do you want?" he asked, his voice tight. "Nothing. Just thought you should know what your daughter is up to while you're trying to save her engagement." He hung up without another word. I'm not going to Vanessa's party, obviously, but I am moving forward. The apartment sale is going through. I've got the Westview project starting, and I've even had coffee with someone, no pressure, just nice conversation. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people reveal who they truly are. Final update. It's been 3 months since my last update. Lots of you DM'd asking for closure, so here goes. Vanessa's freedom celebration blew up in her face. According to Jesse, Gerald showed up uninvited, just as Vanessa and Devin were getting cozy on the dance floor. He caused a huge scene, dragging Vanessa outside for what witnesses called a nuclear argument. Apparently, Gerald's company's financial troubles were worse than anyone knew, and Vanessa's behavior was making things worse. The following week, the news broke. Gerald's company was under federal investigation. Their stock tanked 60% in one day. Vanessa tried contacting me again, sending a long email about making the biggest mistake of her life and needing support during this difficult family time. I didn't respond. Devin ghosted once the Bennett family fortune took a hit. Ariel told me he tried getting back with her, claiming Vanessa had pursued him relentlessly. Ariel wasn't buying it. My business has been doing great. The Westview Park project was a huge success, leading to 2 more municipal contracts. I've hired more employees and moved to a bigger office. About 6 weeks ago, I was having dinner with Eliza, the woman I mentioned before we're dating now, when Vanessa walked in with friends. She spotted me immediately and came over. "Craig," she said with fake cheerfulness. "How are you?" "I'm good, Vanessa." "This is Eliza." Eliza smiled politely, but said nothing. After an awkward silence, Vanessa said, "I've been thinking about you. Maybe we could talk sometime." For closure, one of her friends called out, "Vanessa, your dad's on the phone. He says it's urgent." Panic flashed across her face. "I have to take this, but call me, okay?" After she left, Eliza raised an eyebrow. "So that's the famous Vanessa." "That's her," I confirmed. "She seems intense." We both laughed. I never called Vanessa. Last week, Gerald pleaded guilty to securities fraud. The news reported that he's liquidating personal assets, including the country club where our engagement party was held. Jesse told me Vanessa had to move out of our old apartment and into a much smaller place. She's also had to take a corporate job, giving up her dreams of an independent design studio. "She still talks about you," Jesse said. "Says you're the one who got away." "I'm not the one who got away," I told her. "I'm the one who walked away." There's a difference. I don't take pleasure in their troubles. What happened wasn't my doing. It was the natural consequence of their own actions. I'm just glad I discovered who they truly were before I legally joined their family. As for me, life's good. Eliza and I are taking things slow. My business is thriving. I've even adopted a dog rescue lab mix named Remy. My grandmother's ring is back in its box, waiting for the right person. Maybe that's Eliza. Maybe it's someone I haven't met yet. No rush. Sometimes the worst moments lead us exactly where we need to be. That goodbye kiss was actually my hello to a better life.
My brother begged, "Let me borrow your classic car for my wedding." Then he used it for a demolition derby stunt. I respected his celebration, reported the car stolen, and showed the insurance photos to his new bride. When he called from the police station, I'm 32 male. Until recently I owned a cherry red 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1, mint. Grandpa bought it new, I inherited it, and poured probably 30 calas and countless hours into it. Not just a car. Family history. My pride and joy. 3 months back, my younger brother, Liam, 28, is marrying Qley, 27. Liam's always been Liam, charming when needed, a golden boy who gets his way, thinking rules are suggestions, but he's my brother. He comes to me, full puppy dog mode. "Alex, man, it would mean the world if we could use Bessie for the wedding. Bessie is my Mustang. Just church to reception, photos, epic." My gut screamed no. Bessie isn't a toy. But Mom and Dad chimed in, "Alex, it's his wedding, don't be difficult." Qley seemed genuinely excited, so I laid down strict terms. Me, Liam, no one else drives her. You drive, Qley beside you. To the reception, park it. That's it. No food, no drinks, no funny business, Fabergé egg treatment. Dude, I swear on Qley's life, Scout's honor, guard it with my life. Famous. Last words. The wedding happened. Looked nice. Liam and Qley drove off in Bessie, waving. I felt anxious but ignored it. My best man, Mark, was to pick her up from the reception venue next morning. Next morning, 7 a.m. Phone rings. Mark. Sounds off. Mark, "Alex, you need to come to the venue. Now." "What's up? Can't you just drive Bessie back?" "Just get here. Prepare yourself." I drove over, heart hammering. Mark was by the parking area, looking grim, and there was Bessie, or what was left. The entire driver's side caved in, hood buckled, front fender mangled, one headlight smashed, the other dangling. The pristine paint scraped to bare metal in huge gashes, mud caked everywhere. Hey, I just stood there, frozen, couldn't process it, like looking at a beloved pet mauled. Mark finally spoke. Liam's best man Kevin was bragging last night. After the main reception, Liam, Kevin, and a few others took cars to a nearby field. Impromptu post-wedding derby bash. His words. A demolition derby. With my concourse-conditioned Mustang. I didn't yell. Something inside just went cold. I walked around Bessie, slowly. The sheer, wanton destruction. Utter disrespect. Liam and Qley were presumably en route to their honeymoon. I pulled out my phone, took pictures. Lots. Every angle. Called a flatbed for Bessie to my mechanic's secure storage. Then I called my insurance. I told the agent I needed to report my car as effectively stolen, that it was taken under false pretenses of a gentle wedding drive and then used in a grossly unauthorized manner, a demolition derby, leading to its complete destruction. I emphasized it was a theft by conversion situation. The agent was sympathetic and said they'd open an immediate investigation into unauthorized use and destruction. My brother was about to learn that the epic has consequences. Posted approximately 3 months ago relative to when final update is read. Update on the Bessie situation. Wild few weeks. The insurance company started their investigation. Quick. When a classic 69 Mach 1 is reported for the kind of abuse Bessie suffered, they get serious. My mechanic's initial assessment was devastating. Frame damage, engine mounts sheared. He suspected the repair costs would far exceed her stated insured value, which was around $75,000 on the policy. Basically, looking like she was totaled. My heart still aches. Liam and Qley returned from honeymoon about 10 days post-wedding to a flood of messages. Liam called, not apologetic, annoyed. Alex, what the hell? Qley's mom called, freaking out about insurance and police. Why isn't Bessie at your place? Liam, where did you last see Bessie? At the reception, obviously. Parked it like we agreed. The casual lie. Wow. Me, really? Because she was found in a field looking like she was in a demolition derby. Pause. Then classic Liam. Oh, that. Dude, you're blowing this way out of proportion. Just a bit of fun. The guys got rowdy. It'll buff out, mostly. It'll buff out? I almost lost it, kept my voice even. Me, Liam, the driver's side is caved in, frame's likely bent, it's totaled, and you lied. Totaled? No way. Your guy is ripping you off. Look, sorry it got a few scratches, okay? I'll chip in for paint. $1,000? $2? The sheer unadulterated entitlement. A few scratches. He genuinely didn't see the issue beyond a minor inconvenience he tossed token cash at. Qley got on, tearful. Alex, I am so sorry. Liam said it just got a dent parking. I had no idea. This is horrible. We'll pay for damages, of course. Flicker of sympathy. She sounded genuine. Me, Qley, I appreciate that, but the car is likely a write-off, and as I told you, I've already reported it to the insurance, explaining it was used for a purpose it wasn't authorized for, which led to its destruction. Liam snatched the phone. You did what? You're trying to ruin me. It was my wedding. It was my wedding excuse. A free pass for Grand Theft Auto and property destruction, apparently. Parents got involved. Mom called, crying. Alex, he's your brother. A silly mistake. Can't let this ruin his new marriage. Think of Qley. Tell insurance it was a misunderstanding. Dad, more practical but still pro Liam. Son, this could get messy. Legal charges. Liam could lose his job. Settle this quietly? Let him pay you back over time? Me, Dad, he thinks a couple grand fixes a totaled classic. He doesn't get it. Over time for that kind of money? With a new house and wedding debts? Immense pressure. Daily calls. Guilt trips. Liam, you're tearing this family apart. Qley's a wreck thanks to you. Entitlement escalated. Liam actually suggested since I had fancy insurance, I should let them pay and we all move on. Like it's free money. Insurance investigators found social media gold. Kevin, the best man, posted a blurry video. Liam's wedding bash got wild. Had Derby Kings sending Bessie off in style. Clear shot of Bessie taking a massive hit, Liam at the wheel, laughing. A photo of Liam, grinning, beer in hand, beside Bessie's crumpled side. My insurance guy, David. Mr. My last name, this is clear cut. Vehicle used recklessly, violating your loaning terms. The evidence of unauthorized use is overwhelming. We'll be pursuing this vigorously. Liam's tune shifted slightly. Offered $5,000. Goodwill gesture. I laughed. He got angry, called me vindictive. Me. Liam, you had your celebration. Now celebrate the consequences. He didn't like that. Qley kept trying to mediate, clearly overwhelmed by Liam's reality bending. Last I heard, the insurance company's legal department was formally assessing the full damages and preparing to contact Liam directly regarding repayment, and they explicitly mentioned that if he wasn't cooperative, given the evidence of deliberate misuse and misrepresentation, they would not hesitate to involve the police. A dark, satisfied sliver. Big boy games, big boy consequences. Not just the money, car, blatant disrespect, entitlement, assumption he could break precious things, and shrug. Next update, chickens roosting. Hard. Update. This is the update some of you awaited. Yeah, it escalated, as expected with Liam. 2 weeks after my last post, the insurance company officially declared Bessie a write-off. After their full appraisal, including the documentation for recent restoration work I'd thankfully kept, they valued her at $78,500. This was a bit higher than the initial policy figure, reflecting her actual market value in pristine condition. They paid me out, minus my deductible. Then they informed me their subrogation department would be aggressively pursuing Liam for the full $78,500. Hell of a wedding gift. Liam predictably melted down. Not, oh God, what have I done? More, how dare the world do this to me? He and Qley were at my parents' for Sunday dinner. I declined. According to Dad, called later, defeated, Liam raged all dinner. I was out to get him. Insurance were crooks. This was a massive overreaction to a fender bender. Conveniently forgot the demolition derby. Qley, Dad said, looked increasingly pale. Following Tuesday, an email from Qley. Subject, the photos. Short. Alex, I don't even know what to say. Someone sent me these. Is this what actually happened? Attached, crystal clear photos. My initial ones, plus screenshots from Kevin's Instagram, video stills, Liam grinning beside the wrecked car. Someone suspect a friend of Kevin's, or maybe my investigator ensuring all parties were informed, had forwarded them. I replied, yes, Qley, that is exactly what happened, what Liam called a few scratches. Pang of sadness for her. She married a destructive, entitled child. Unbeknownst to me, Qley already had serious doubts. Liam's reactions, lies, refusal of responsibility, it ate at her. Photos were final, undeniable proof. Next day, Wednesday afternoon. Work. Phone buzzes. Unknown number. Answered. Hello? Is this Alex, my last name? Frantic, screeching. Liam. Me. Yes, Liam? What's wrong? Like I didn't know. What's wrong? I'm at the police station. The police, Alex, because of you. Ah, the sound of consequences, on schedule. The insurance company clearly wasn't bluffing. Oh, why is that, Liam? Calm, almost disinterested. They're talking insurance fraud, grand theft, joyriding. The insurance company reported me because I wouldn't agree to their insane demands. You told them, you bastard. Internally, bingo. He was uncooperative. They followed through. Liam, I reported my car's unauthorized destruction. Insurance investigated, found evidence you destroyed it doing something stupid, then lied. These are natural consequences of your actions, not mine. Natural consequences? You're sending me to jail. Over a stupid car. It was my wedding. My life is ruined. Qley is leaving me. She's leaving me, Alex. That hit me. Qley leaving him. Hadn't expected it so soon. Photos were the final straw. She saw those pictures. Where did you get them? You set me up. All your fault. Call the police, insurance. Say it was a mistake. You overacted. Please, Alex, fix this. Desperation thick. Entitlement still there, now laced with pure panic. Genuinely believed I could snap my fingers, make it all vanish. Me, Liam, nothing for me to fix. You drove my car into a demolition derby. Wrecked it, lied, refused responsibility. Now face the music. I didn't set you up, your actions did. As for Qley, maybe she finally sees who you really are. Sputtering, muffled sound, then a different voice, calmer, firm. Lawyer, probably. Mr. My last name? Refrained from speaking further with my client. Click. Hung up. Stared at my phone. Part of me felt heavy, my brother, but a much larger part felt grim justice. He'd skated through life too long, finally crashed into a wall he couldn't sweet-talk. Later that evening, Qley called. Voice quiet, shaky, resolute. Alex? I wanted to say I'm sorry for all this, for not seeing the extent sooner. I've left him, staying with my sister. The photos, then him getting arrested, too much, the lies. Qley, you have nothing to apologize for. Manipulated too. I'm sorry you're going through this. He kept saying boys being boys, I wouldn't understand, that you were vindictive, but those pictures, he was enjoying it, destroying something so valuable to you. Pause. He really thought you'd bail him out, didn't he? Me? He always has. Not this time. She was right. Police held him a few hours, charged him with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and criminal mischief causing property damage over $5,000. He was released pending investigation, which I heard moved quickly because the evidence was so blatant. Real kicker, insurance civil suit for $78,500. Not going away. Family's a mess. Mom thinks I'm cold-hearted. Dad, pragmatic, quietly asked if Liam's financial blow could be reduced, told him ship sailed. Liam, alternating between rage rants about me and catatonic depression. Golden boy tarnished. Bessie, insurance owns the wreck. Scrap, probably. Still stings. But when guilt pangs, I remember her mangled in that field. And Liam's voice, no remorse, just annoyance, his fun had a price. Demolition Derby king. Now king of consequences. Final update. It's been about 6 months since the Bessie incident. Life settles, even after a Cat 5 family hurricane. Final chapter. Liam's legal troubles resolved faster than I expected, largely because the evidence against him was overwhelming. For the criminal charges, unauthorized vehicle use and mischief over $5,000, he took a plea deal. My brother begged, "Let me borrow your classic car for my wedding." Then he used it for a demolition derby stunt. I respected his celebration, reported the car stolen, and showed the insurance photos to his new bride. When he called from the police station, I'm 32 male. Until recently I owned a cherry red 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1, mint. Grandpa bought it new, I inherited it, and poured probably 30 calas and countless hours into it. Not just a car. Family history. My pride and joy. 3 months back, my younger brother, Liam, 28, is marrying Qley, 27. Liam's always been Liam. Charming when needed, a golden boy who gets his way, thinking rules are suggestions, but he's my brother. He comes to me, full puppy dog mode. "Alex, man, it would mean the world if we could use Bessie for the wedding. Bessie is my Mustang. Just church to reception, photos, epic." My gut screamed no. Bessie isn't a toy. But Mom and Dad chimed in, "Alex, it's his wedding, don't be difficult." Qley seemed genuinely excited, so I laid down strict terms. Me, Liam, no one else drives her. You drive, Qley beside you. To the reception, park it. That's it. No food, no drinks, no funny business. Fabergé egg treatment. Dude, I swear on Qley's life. Scout's honor. Guard it with my life. Famous. Last words. The wedding happened. Looked nice. Liam and Qley drove off in Bessie, waving. I felt anxious but ignored it. My best man, Mark, was to pick her up from the reception venue next morning. Next morning, 7 a.m. Phone rings. Mark. Sounds off. Mark, Alex, you need to come to the venue. Now. What's up? Can't you just drive Bessie back? Just get here. Prepare yourself. I drove over, heart hammering. Mark was by the parking area, looking grim. And there was Bessie, or what was left. The entire driver's side caved in, hood buckled, front fender mangled, one headlight smashed, the other dangling. The pristine paint scraped to bare metal in huge gashes, mud caked everywhere. Hey, I just stood there, frozen, couldn't process it, like looking at a beloved pet mauled. Mark finally spoke. Liam's best man Kevin was bragging last night. After the main reception, Liam, Kevin, and a few others took cars to a nearby field. Impromptu post-wedding derby bash. His words. A demolition derby. With my concourse condition Mustang. I didn't yell. Something inside just went cold. I walked around Bessie, slowly. The sheer wanton destruction. Utter disrespect. Liam and Qley were presumably en route to their honeymoon. I pulled out my phone, took pictures. Lots. Every angle. Called a flatbed for Bessie to my mechanic's secure storage. Then I called my insurance. I told the agent I needed to report my car as effectively stolen, that it was taken under false pretenses of a gentle wedding drive and then used in a grossly unauthorized manner, a demolition derby, leading to its complete destruction. I emphasized it was a theft by conversion situation. The agent was sympathetic and said they'd open an immediate investigation into unauthorized use and destruction. My brother was about to learn that the epic has consequences. Posted approximately 3 months ago relative to when
my entitled cousin inherited $700K and mocked me. Enjoy being poor. He gloated. I just smiled, knowing he had no idea how to manage money. 8 months later, he was screaming at my door, broke and betrayed, after losing it all. I, 32M, grew up with my cousin Trevor, 29M, in what you'd call a complicated family dynamic. His mom, my Aunt Lorraine, always made sure Trevor had everything while my mom struggled as a single parent. Uncle Raymond, Trevor's dad, was the family golden boy who made it big in sales, while my dad split when I was 4. The contrast between our lives was stark but manageable until about a year ago when our grandmother passed. She'd always been the family peacekeeper, the one person who treated everyone equally. Her death hit me hard, not just emotionally, but financially too. See, I'd been helping Gran with everything for years, driving her to appointments, managing her meds, fixing things around her house, even handling her bills when her eyesight got bad. Trevor visited maybe twice a year, usually when he needed money. When the will was read, I expected something small, maybe her recipe book or the fishing gear we'd used together. Instead, I got her old Toyota, worth maybe $8K and $15K in cash. Trevor got her house, worth about $250K and $450K in investments in cash. I was shocked but kept my face neutral. My mom squeezed my hand under the table when the lawyer finished reading. "It's what she wanted," she whispered. I nodded, still processing. Trevor, though, he couldn't contain himself. His face lit up like he'd won the lottery, which, essentially, he had. The real kicker came at the post-funeral gathering at Gran's house, now Trevor's house. I was in the kitchen grabbing a water when Trevor cornered me. "Bet you're pissed, huh?" He smirked, leaning against the counter. "All those years playing nurse, and what'd it get you? A crappy old car." I shrugged. I didn't help Gran for money. He laughed, that annoying snort laugh he's had since we were kids. "Right, sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night, man." I tried to move past him, but he blocked my way. "Know what I'm doing first? Buying that Audi R8 I've always wanted. Then maybe a vacation somewhere with actual beaches." "Cool, hope you enjoy it," I said, genuinely meaning it. No point being bitter. He grabbed my shoulder. "Hey, don't worry. If you're nice, maybe I'll let you wash it sometimes." Then, lowering his voice, "Enjoy being poor, cousin. Some things never change." I just smiled. Because here's what Trevor didn't know. I'm a financial advisor, have been for 10 years. I manage millions for clients every day. And just by looking at Trevor's gleaming eyes, I could tell he had absolutely no idea how to handle that kind of money. I didn't say any of this, just nodded and walked away, while Trevor announced to everyone he was buying rounds at the most expensive bar in town. That night, my mom called. "I'm sorry about the will," she said quietly. "Don't be. Gran could do whatever she wanted with her money. But after everything you did for her." "Mom, it's fine, really." I paused. "Besides, Trevor's gonna blow through that money so fast it'll make your head spin." "You think?" "I know." 2 days later, Trevor texted a photo of himself sitting in a brand new Audi R8. Caption, "Dreams do come true. For some of us anyway." I didn't respond, just saved the photo. Something told me I'd want to remember this moment. Update 1, 3 months in. It's been about 3 months since Trevor's windfall, and exactly as predicted, things are getting interesting. The Audi was just the beginning. From what I've gathered through family gossip and Trevor's endless social media posts, he's spent at least $270K already. The car, $170K, paid in full, no finance, business investment with his buddy Nathan in some crypto scheme, $50K. A trip to Vegas with his girlfriend, Amber, $30K. Designer clothes, watches, etc. Easily another $20K. Plus he's renting a luxury apartment downtown. His old place wasn't befitting his new status. Last week, I ran into Aunt Lorraine at the grocery store. She pulled me aside by the frozen foods. "Trevor's not returning my calls," she said, looking worried. "Have you heard from him?" I hadn't tried to either. "He's probably just busy enjoying his inheritance," I offered. She twisted her wedding ring nervously. "That's what I'm afraid of. Raymond and I tried to talk to him about investing wisely, but he just laughed and said we're too old school." I nodded sympathetically, but kept my thoughts to myself. Trevor had always been impulsive with money, maxing out credit cards, borrowing from family, once even pawning his dad's golf clubs for casino cash. But now he had no guardrails. Aunt Lorraine sighed. "He's taking financial advice from Nathan now. That boy couldn't manage a lemonade stand." I knew Nathan from high school, guy who always had foolproof get-rich-quick schemes. Once convinced Trevor to invest in a premium sneaker reselling business that mysteriously collapsed after the first month. A week after the grocery store encounter, Trevor called me, first time since the funeral. "Hey cousin," he said, sounding way too cheerful. "How's life in the peasant lane?" I was in the middle of meeting prep but answered anyway. "Can't complain. What's up?" "So listen, I need some professional advice." He paused. "About stocks and stuff." I almost laughed. "Stocks and stuff?" "Yeah, I've got about 200K I'm thinking of investing. Nathan's got this friend who says—" "Trevor," I cut in, "if you want actual advice, I'd need to set up a proper consultation. Review your full financial picture." He scoffed. "Dude, I'm not paying you. We're family." "Then as family, my advice is don't take investment tips from Nathan's friends." Silence, then. "You're just jealous I've got money now and you don't." I sighed. "If that's what you think, why call me for advice?" "Forget it," he snapped. "I was trying to throw you a bone. But forget it." He hung up. I went back to my meeting notes. That evening, my phone blew up with texts from my mom. Trevor had apparently lost 40K at a casino over the weekend. Aunt Lorraine was freaking out. Uncle Raymond had offered to help manage the rest of the money. Trevor had told them all to mind their own business. I thought about calling him, but decided against it. Some lessons have to be learned the hard way. 3 weeks later, Trevor posted photos from another Vegas trip, this time with a different girl, not Amber. In one picture, he was splayed across a poker table, chips stacked high, captioned, "When you're hot, you're hot." The next photo, posted 6 hours later, was just a glass of whiskey with the caption, "Win some, lose some." I showed my girlfriend Ellie the posts. "That doesn't look good," she said, frowning. "Nope. Are you gonna reach out?" I shook my head. He wouldn't listen anyway. Update 2. 6 months later. Things have escalated quickly in Trevorland. Remember that business investment with Nathan? Turns out it was some obscure cryptocurrency that crashed spectacularly last month. Their 50K combined investment, mostly Trevor's money, is now worth about $700. Nathan's been MIA since, but that's just the beginning. 2 months ago, Trevor apparently got deeper into gambling. According to my cousin Olivia, who still talks to him, he's convinced he's found his calling because he won 15K on a football game. Never mind the 30K he'd lost before that win. Trevor's Instagram, once filled with Audi photos and designer shopping bags, has gotten darker. Cryptic posts about fake friends and life's tests. The luxury apartment is gone. He moved back to Grand's house after 3 months because the rent was a waste of money. The Audi's still around, but I heard from Olivia that he's trying to sell it for quick cash, at a steep discount, of course. Then came the text that surprised me. "Trevor, need to talk. Financial stuff. For real this time. No nonsense." Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet him for coffee. Professional curiosity maybe, or some residual family loyalty. He showed up 20 minutes late, looking nothing like the gloating heir from 6 months ago. Dark circles under his eyes, expensive watch gone, wearing the same hoodie I remembered from before the inheritance. "Thanks for coming," he mumbled, sliding into the booth. I nodded. "What's going on?" He stared into his coffee for a long moment. "I messed up." "The money?" "Most of it, yeah." He rubbed his face. "I still have the house and about 120K cash left. The rest is gone." I did the math in my head. He'd burned through roughly 330K in 6 months. "Gambling?" I asked. He nodded. "Started in Vegas, then online. It's so easy, man. Just tap your phone and boom, 10 grand on the Steelers." "And the Audi?" His laugh was hollow. "Trying to sell it. Need cash fast." "What about Amber?" "Left when the money started running out. Now she's dating some tech bro." He looked up. "I need help, okay? Real help. Before I lose everything else." Part of me was tempted to remind him of the "enjoy being poor" comment, but what would that accomplish? "I can help you set up a proper financial plan," I said, "but you'd need to follow it. No exceptions." He nodded eagerly. "Anything. I'll do anything." We spent 2 hours going through his remaining assets, his debts, substantial, and creating a recovery plan. I even waived my usual fee. "Call it family charity. This could work," I told him, "if you're disciplined. No more gambling, period." "I promise," he said, looking relieved. "You're a lifesaver, seriously." For a moment, I thought maybe this disaster had actually taught him something valuable. I was wrong. 3 days later, Olivia called. "Did you hear? Trevor's selling Grand's house." My stomach dropped. "What? Why?" "He says he got a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity, needs capital fast." I immediately tried calling Trevor, straight to voicemail, texted him, no response. A week passed with no word. Then around 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, my doorbell rang. I opened it to find Trevor, wild-eyed and reeking of alcohol. "You," he slurred, pointing at me. "You did this." I stepped back. "Did what?" "Jinxed me. Ever since we made that stupid plan, everything's gone wrong." He was practically shouting now. "Trevor, calm down. The house is in escrow and I've lost almost all the remaining cash, down to my last 20K. His voice cracked. "He promised it was guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed." "Who promised? This guy Nathan knows. Sports betting system. Couldn't lose." He laughed bitterly. "Except I did. Almost every single bet." I sighed. "Come inside. You shouldn't drive like this." "Don't patronize me," he spat. "I don't need your help. I need money. Gran should have left it to me in a trust or something. Not all at once." "That's not fair." "Fair?" he exploded. "You know what's not fair? You helping Gran for years was a long-term investment strategy. You knew she'd leave you something." I felt my patience evaporate. "I helped her because she was family. Something you wouldn't understand." "Oh, shut up with your holier-than-thou attitude. You've always been jealous of me." "Jealous?" I laughed. "Trevor, I own my home outright. I have a solid retirement fund. I've built something sustainable. What exactly would I be jealous of?" His face twisted. "She should have left me everything, not even a cut to you." And there it was, the entitlement laid bare. "Go home, Trevor. Sleep it off." "I don't have a home anymore," he shouted. "The house closes in 3 weeks. The buyer's already got a deposit down." I stared at him. "You actually sold Gran's house?" "Had to. Needed the capital. For gambling." "It was a sure thing." He ran his hands through his hair. "Whatever. Doesn't matter now." "Where are you staying?" He shrugged. "Still at Gran's till closing, then probably with Mom and Dad for a while." I nodded. "Get some help, Trevor, for the gambling." He glared at me. "I don't have a problem. I had a streak of bad luck. There's a difference." As he stumbled back to his Uber, I realized some people never learn their lessons, no matter how expensive they are. Final update. 8 months post-inheritance. It's been roughly 8 months since Gran's will changed our lives, and I think this will be my final update on the Trevor situation. The house closed 2 months ago, selling for $245K, after paying off the line of credit he'd taken against it. Yes, really? Trevor walked away with about $170K. Last chance money. He lost it all in 3 weeks. I know this because Aunt Lorraine called me crying. Trevor had moved back to his parents' home but was sneaking out at night to go to underground poker games. Uncle Raymond had found loan shark threats in Trevor's jacket. Apparently he owes another $30K to some very unpleasant people. "We don't know what to do," Aunt Lorraine sobbed. "We offered to pay for rehab, but he refuses. Says he can win it all back with one good night." Classic gambler's fallacy. I've seen it destroy client portfolios before. I suggested a family intervention. We organized it for the following Sunday. Me, my mom, Aunt Lorraine, Uncle Raymond, and their pastor. Trevor had been religious as a teen. Trevor showed up thinking it was just Sunday dinner. When he realized what was happening, he exploded. "Are you kidding me?" he shouted, looking around the room. "An intervention? Like I'm some junkie?" "You are," Uncle Raymond said flatly. "A gambling addict is still an addict." "This is rich coming from you," Trevor snapped. "Mr. 3 Martini lunch." The argument escalated until Trevor was red-faced, pointing at me. "This was your idea, wasn't it? St. Jason, the financial genius. Well, guess what? You don't get to judge me. None of you do." He stormed out, slamming the door so hard a family photo fell off the wall. Glass everywhere. Ironically, it was a picture from Gran's 80th birthday. 2 days later, around 8 a.m., frantic pounding on my front door woke me up. I opened it to find Trevor, face bruised, hands shaking. "They're after me," he gasped, pushing past me into the house. "The guys I owe. They cornered me last night, said next time they'll break more than just my ribs." I closed the door. "Did you call the police?" He laughed wildly. "Police? Are you serious? These aren't exactly licensed lenders, Jason." I made him coffee while he paced my living room. "I need $30K, he finally said. "Just a loan. I'll pay you back, I swear. I've got a job interview next week." "No," his head snapped up. "What?" I said, "No, I'm not giving you money. It's not giving. It's lending. We both know you can't pay it back. And even if you could, you wouldn't use it to pay off debts. You'd try to gamble your way out." His face twisted. What happened to family helping family? That's exactly what I'm doing. Helping you by not enabling you. So what am I supposed to do? He shouted. Let them break my legs. I'll help you file a police report. I'll drive you to Gamblers Anonymous. I'll even help you find a job, but I won't give you money. He stared at me for a long moment, then laughed bitterly. Unbelievable. You've been waiting for this, haven't you? To see me crash and burn while you sit in your perfect little life. Trevor, no, save it. He stood up. I don't need your charity or your condescension. I'll figure it out myself. At least let me drive you to your parents. Get lost, Jason, he exploded. Just get all the way lost with your perfect little life and your perfect little advice. He stormed out, slamming my door too. I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks after that. Then Uncle Raymond called to say Trevor had skipped town, left a note saying he was handling things and not to worry. That was a month ago. According to Olivia, who still follows him on social media, he's in Vegas again. Posted a photo last week of a casino chip with the caption, Phoenix Rising, watch this space. My ex texted, I'm sorry for everything, please give me another chance. I said, apology accepted. Then I forwarded her message to her current partner with context. 20 minutes later, she was calling me screaming about revenge. I, 29 male, got a text from my ex Melissa last Tuesday at 2:47 a.m. We'd been broken up for 8 months after I caught her in my apartment with Derek, her just a friend from work coworker. The kicker? She'd been using my spare key to bring him there while I was at my night shifts at the hospital. Her text was this long rambling thing about how she's grown so much and realized what she lost and can't stop thinking about what we had. Real poetic stuff. Ended with, I know I don't deserve it, but please give me another chance. I'll do anything. I stared at that text for maybe 30 seconds. Then I typed back, apology accepted. She immediately started typing. Those 3 dots were going crazy. But before she could send whatever novel she was writing, I took a screenshot of our conversation and forwarded it to her current boyfriend Marcus with a simple message. Hey man, thought you should see this. She sent this 20 minutes ago. For context, she cheated on me with her coworker Derek in my own apartment. Just looking out for you. Then I went back to bed. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded. 17 missed calls from Melissa. I finally picked up on the 18th. You vindictive piece of shit. How dare you? Good morning to you too. Marcus just broke up with me. He's packing his stuff right now. This is your fault. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's your fault for texting your ex at 3 a.m. asking for another chance while you have a boyfriend. I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. Then why are you so upset? She hung up on me. But here's where it gets interesting. Because Melissa doesn't handle rejection well. Never has. And I knew this shitstorm was just getting started. First, she tried calling my mom. At 7 a.m. on a Saturday, crying about how I ruined her life and manipulated the situation. Mom, bless her, just said, sweetheart, you texted him first, and hung up. Then came the social media campaign. Melissa posted this whole sob story on Instagram about toxic exes who can't let go and narcissistic behavior. Girl really said I was the one who couldn't let go when she texted me first. The comments were wild. Half her friends calling me trash, the other half pointing out the obvious. But the real kicker came yesterday. I get a text from an unknown number. This is Melissa's sister Becca. What you did was fucked up and you know it. She's been crying for 3 days. Marcus won't even talk to her. You need to fix this. I responded, how exactly should I fix your sister texting me at 3 a.m. while she has a boyfriend? You didn't have to forward it to Marcus. That was pure revenge. It was transparency. Something your sister might want to try. Fuck you. You always were a self-righteous prick. And yet your sister still wanted me back. She blocked me after that. But wait, there's more. Because Derek, yeah, the coworker she cheated with, decided to slide into my DMs. Bro, that was cold what you did to Mel. I didn't even respond, just screenshotted it and posted it to my story with the caption, the audacity. My friends had a field day with that one. Then this morning, I woke up to 12 missed calls. Not from Melissa this time. From Marcus. The Marcus call was enlightening. So I called him back, and this man was spiraling. Turns out my screenshot wasn't the first red flag he'd noticed. It was just the confirmation he needed. Bro, I need to know everything. Everything. Was she always like this? I told him about finding her with Derek, about the gaslighting when I confronted her. We were just watching Netflix. Yeah, naked, sure. About how she'd convinced half our friend group that I was controlling for being upset about her hanging out with male friends at 2 a.m. Marcus went quiet. Then, she told me you were abusive, said you were jealous and possessive, and that's why she had to leave. Let me guess, she also told you Derek was gay? How did you know that? Because she told me he was gay too, right up until I found them together. Turns out, Melissa had been texting multiple exes, not just me. Marcus found the messages after going through her phone. She'd given him the passcode months ago and forgot. 3 other guys, all getting variations of "I miss us" at various hours of the night. But here's where it gets really good. Marcus decided to do some digging. Connected with Derek on LinkedIn, savage. Had a professional networking coffee. Derek spilled everything. Not only was he not gay, but Melissa had been pursuing him for months before we broke up. She'd told him we were in an open relationship. She'd told him I knew about them. Derek had only found out the truth when I walked in on them and lost my shit. He'd been genuinely horrified. Tried to apologize to me multiple times, but I'd blocked him everywhere. So why did you DM me calling me cold? I asked Marcus. That wasn't Derek, bro. That was Melissa. She has his Instagram password. She has like 4 of her ex's passwords because she helps them with their social media. I pulled up the DM. Sure enough, looking closer at the profile, the recent posts were all stuff Melissa would share. Motivational quotes, sunset pics, workout selfies that were clearly staged by someone else. We talked for 2 hours. By the end, Marcus had moved back in with his parents and was planning to get tested for STDs just in case. He thanked me for the heads up. Sorry for blowing up your phone, man. I was just processing. All good. Been there. Can I ask you something? Why'd you forward the screenshot immediately? Like, why not just ignore her? I thought about it, because 8 months ago I wish someone had told me the truth about her. Figured I'd pay it forward. But Melissa wasn't done. Oh no. Because yesterday, I got a call from my boss. I need y'all to understand. I'm a radiologic technologist at a major hospital. It's a good job, stable. Been there 3 years with 0 issues. So when my supervisor Rachel called me into her office, I wasn't worried until I saw her face. We received a complaint about you, she said, sliding a paper across the desk. Someone had sent an anonymous email to the hospital's HR department, 3 pages of accusations about my unprofessional behavior, sexual harassment of coworkers, and creating a hostile work environment. My heart dropped. Then I read closer. The email specifically mentioned incidents that happened outside of work, at places I'd been with Melissa, using phrases she'd used in our arguments. Rachel, this is my ex-girlfriend. She's been harassing me for 2 weeks because I exposed her cheating to her current boyfriend. Rachel nodded. I figured it might be something like that. The IT department traced the email. It came from a coffee shop IP address, sent from a ProtonMail account created that same day. Thank God for competent IT departments. We're not taking any action based on an anonymous complaint with no evidence, Rachel continued. But I need you to document everything. If she escalates, we'll involve legal. I showed her the texts, the calls, the Instagram posts. Rachel's eyebrows went higher with each screenshot. Your ex seems unstable. That's one word for it. I thought that would be Melissa's extinction burst. I was wrong. Because 2 days later, my apartment building's management called. Someone had reported me for noise violations, aggressive behavior toward neighbors, and possible drug activity. My building manager, Tony, was confused. Jake, you're literally our quietest tenant. You work nights and barely make a sound. What's going on? I explained the situation. Tony pulled up the complaint email. Same style, same phrases, same ProtonMail domain. We'll disregard this, Tony said. But if this keeps happening, you might want to consider a restraining order. Then the Yelp reviews started hitting the hospital. 1-star reviews mentioning me by name, claiming I was rude, unprofessional, that I'd made inappropriate comments during exams. All posted within a 6-hour window. All from accounts created that day. The hospital's legal department got involved at that point. They issued a cease and desist letter to Melissa's last known address. But the real karma was yet to come. because while Melissa was busy trying to destroy my life, she forgot about someone else she'd pissed off. Derek's actual girlfriend. Plot twist. Derek had a girlfriend the entire time he was hooking up with Melissa. A girlfriend named Carmen, who worked at the same company but in a different department. A girlfriend who had no idea about Melissa until Marcus reached out to Derek for that coffee chat. See, when Marcus met with Derek panicked. Thought Marcus was going to beat his ass or something. So he brought back up his buddy Tom from accounting. Tom, who happens to be dating Carmen's best friend. You see where this is going. Tom went home and told his girlfriend Emma about the drama. Emma, being a real one, immediately called Carmen. "Girl, you need to hear this." Carmen confronted Derek. Derek tried to deny it, then minimize it, then finally admitted to a brief mistake with Melissa. Carmen dumped him on the spot, and then did something beautiful. She reached out to me on Instagram. "Hey, I know we don't know each other, but I heard about what your ex put you through. I just found out my boyfriend was the other guy. I'm really sorry for what happened to you." We talked, compared notes. Turned out Melissa had been telling Derek all sorts of lies about their relationship too. That she was leaving me, that we were separated, that I was abusive, and she needed comfort. Carmen was pissed. Not just at Derek, but at Melissa. She knew he had a girlfriend. We'd met at company events. She smiled in my face knowing she was fucking my boyfriend. Then Carmen said something that made me grin. "I think it's time Melissa learned that actions have consequences." See, Carmen works in HR, not at their company. She'd transferred to a competitor after getting promoted. But she still had connections, lots of connections. Within a week, word had somehow spread through their entire industry about Melissa's behavior. How she'd pursued taken men. How she'd lied about relationships. How she'd tried to destroy her ex's career when faced with the consequences of her actions. Melissa's LinkedIn started getting interesting. Former coworkers were removing her as a connection. Her recommendations disappeared one by one. The women in her industry started a whisper network. Then came the coup de grace. Their company announced a restructuring. Melissa's position was eliminated. Was it related? Officially no. But Carmen's best friend Emma just happened to be dating Tom from accounting, who just happened to mention to his boss how difficult Melissa had been making the workplace for others. Melissa called me one last time last week. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. She was sobbing. "I lost everything. My job, Marcus, my reputation. Are you happy now?" "Melissa, I didn't do anything except forward your own words to the person who deserved to see them. Everything else, that was all you. I'm going to sue you for defamation. Good luck with that. Truth is an absolute defense. I hate you. That's fine. But next time you're drunk at 3 a.m., maybe just order a pizza instead of texting your ex." She screamed something incoherent and hung up. Yesterday, I ran into Derek at a coffee shop. He looked rough. Carmen had apparently made sure everyone knew exactly why they'd broken up. His reputation at work was shot. He'd been passed over for a promotion he'd been gunning for. He started to approach me, probably to apologize again, but I just held up my hand. "Dude, just don't." He nodded and left. As for me, I'm doing great. The hospital gave me a commendation for handling the false complaints professionally. My boss Rachel offered to set me up with her sister. I started seeing someone new, a pediatric nurse named Grace who thinks the whole story is hilarious and regularly jokes about checking my phone at 3 a.m. just in case. Marcus and I actually became friends through all this. We grab beers sometimes and laugh about the bullet we both dodged. Carmen ended up dating a guy from her new company who treats her right. She sent me a picture from their recent vacation with the caption, "Living my best life. Thanks for the wake-up call." And Melissa? Last I heard through the grapevine, she'd moved back in with her parents and was trying to rebrand herself as a life coach on TikTok. Her videos about overcoming toxic relationships and rising above narcissistic abuse have about 12 views each. Turns out when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And Melissa? She hit the jackpot. Edit, since some of you asked, yes, I kept all the documentation in case she tries anything else. Yes, the cease and desist is still in effect. No, I don't feel bad. She made her choices, and choices have consequences. It too. For those saying I went too far, I forwarded one screenshot of her own words to the person she was betraying. Everything else that happened was either her own doing or the natural consequences of people finding out who she really was. I didn't make her lie, cheat, or harass me. I just stopped keeping her secrets. Edit 3. Carmen, if you're reading this, I know Emma showed you my Reddit. You're a badass, and I'm glad you're happy. Also, Tom says hi and that he's sorry for accidentally starting a revolution. El Mayo.